Anne Hutchinson, a pioneering force for religious freedom and women's rights in colonial America. Anne Hutchinson, often mentioned in passing in many American history textbooks, was not just a footnote, but a significant force in shaping the religious and political landscape of the Massachusetts Bay Colony in the early 17th century. Her life and actions, which paved the way for the broader acceptance of religious freedom and sparked discussions on women's rights, were more than just contentious meetings and her eventual banishment. They represented a challenge to the orthodoxy and a testament to the power of conviction. Anne Hutchinson's background and impact. Born in Alford, Lincolnshire, England in 1591, Anne Marbury Hutchinson was well educated by her father, a dissenting minister who believed in a personal connection with God. This early exposure to religious questioning shaped Anne's own beliefs, which would later cause upheavals in the New World. Arriving in Boston in 1634, Hutchinson quickly established herself as a midwife and a healer, a profession that allowed her access to many households. Beyond her medical expertise, she began hosting weekly meetings to discuss recent sermons and express her own interpretations of religious teachings. These meetings drew men and women alike, indicating her influence wasn't limited by gender. This was revolutionary at a time when Puritan leaders firmly held the reins of religious interpretation, and women were typically not involved in religious discussions in such ways. Hutchinson's interpretations were seen as an antinomian against the established order. She believed that faith alone, not deeds, was necessary for salvation. This was in direct conflict with the colony's religious leaders, who believed that evidence of a moral life was a clear sign of one's salvation. Her legacy, religious freedom. Hutchinson's challenges to the established doctrines led her to trial in 1637. Governor John Winthrop saw her as a threat to the community's moral fiber, claiming that she was part of the antinomian contagion. The trial wasn't just about religious differences. It was about control, authority, and power dynamics in the budding colony. Hutchinson's assertive defense, particularly as a woman in a patriarchal society, was unprecedented. Despite her eloquent defense and deep knowledge of the Bible, she was excommunicated and banished from the colony. Her banishment and subsequent migration to what is now Rhode Island and later to New York reflect a broader theme in American history. Those who dissent or hold unpopular beliefs often relocate, thereby fostering new communities and ideas elsewhere. Indeed, Hutchinson's actions and the subsequent foundation of Rhode Island played a role in shaping the concept of the separation of church and state, which would become a cornerstone of American democracy. Anne Hutchinson and women's rights. The trial and its outcome underscored the limitations placed on women during the time. While women were certainly part of the religious community, they were not expected or allowed to question or interpret religious teachings, especially not in public. Hutchinson, defying these expectations, ushered in early conversations about women's rights. Her audacity to speak out in matters of theology and challenge male authorities was a precursor to later feminist movements. Conclusion. Anne Hutchinson's life, while fraught with challenges, is an emblematic representation of the struggle for religious freedom and women's rights in early America. Her legacy in the American tapestry is profound. She symbolizes the dangers and potentials of dissent. She reminds us of the fine line between orthodoxy and individualism, between the power structures of society and the rights of the individual, and between silence and voice. While today's America champions religious freedom and has made significant strides in women's rights, understanding the sacrifices and challenges faced by individuals like Hutchinson is essential. It serves as a reminder of the values that the nation stands for and the continuous journey towards realizing those ideals. In celebrating the founding figures of America, Hutchinson's name should be remembered alongside the likes of Jefferson, Adams, and Franklin, for in the annals of history, her story is not one of mere dissent, but one of vision, courage, and an undying belief in the rights of the individual.